All right, good evening, everyone. What is this? Thursday, Thriving Thursday. Thank you for chiming in. So this video is actually a request from one of my followers on Instagram in regard to house hunting. This client is a NACA member. If you don't know what NACA is, Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, a nonprofit, over 30 years experience advocating for equal home ownership opportunities. So this member reached out to me, and it's very interesting because I deal with this on a daily basis because I am a buyer's agent, meaning that I work directly with buyers. I also work with a lot of NACA members. So again, you guys, you know my mission is always to educate and empower you, right? Shift your mindset, help you acquire assets, and buy real estate like a boss. So it's always an honor and pleasure to oblige any requests from the people that need some education on home ownership. All right, so the topic was, can you please discuss home shopping within your qualification and the difference between home shopping over your qualification? So she's directly relating that to the NACA process. And what that means, since this whole pandemic, COVID-19, NACA has made it where members who are qualified through the program can literally log into their web file, put a property information in, taxes, HOA, and produce a qualification letter. So the system is created where there's a certain standard, a number that it's looking for based on that member's qualification criteria, that once they put the property in, it allows them to say, all right, this client qualifies for this home or they don't. So this is what she's referring to. It's called a property specific letter. So when you're house hunting as a NACA member, you're qualified for a certain amount. It's based on a mortgage payment. That mortgage payment can translate to a purchase price depending on the interest rate, that property's taxes, HOA. A lot of things can contribute to the affordability for the member. So it's very, very important that you know whether you qualify for a home before you house hunt. So the member's question was, why is it more advantageous to house hunt within your qualification, your current qualification? So there are a couple components to that. So for instance, I'm a buyer and I'm qualified for $400,000, right? That's my max qualification amount. And there's a house maybe for $405, $410, $415, $420 that I want. And with NACA, there's a buy down option, which means that any money you may have saved for down payment or closing costs that you now don't need, because it's 100% finance and loan, you can now use that money to buy down the interest rate. So how does that affect my purchase power? So the correlation again is, the lower your interest rate, the higher your buying power. So if there's a home that may be over your current qualification and you have money to contribute, you can now buy down the interest rate to make that home affordable. So back to the original question, should I look for homes if I have $400,000? Should I look for homes over 400, or should I stay under? So there are multiple components to that question. And I start my consultations with evaluating a client's qualification for one, and then evaluating where they want to live. Why do I do this? So the reason I do this is because I want to know, and I want them more importantly to know, whether what they're qualified for will get them what they want, where they want to live, right? So $400,000 in Bowie looks way different in Capitol Heights, looks way different in some areas of Anne Arundel County, and looks way different in Woodbridge or Dumfries, Virginia. So this is the reason that I do that. I want to analyze your needs, your wants, but more importantly, I want to make sure that you're financially capable of buying the home that you want to live in the area you want to live. It makes sense, right? So to answer the original question, the first thing is to identify if what you're qualified for can get you what you want in the area you need to look for. And I have had some members who are flexible. If they know that the $400,000 that they are qualified for is not going to get them the home they want in the area, they are flexible and will move to other areas. However, I have some clients that specifically want to live in a particular area. It's a non-negotiable for them, and that's not an issue. When you're buying a home, you have your needs, your negotiables, your non-negotiables. So if the location is top priority for you, then you need to do what's necessary to make that financially feasible. So if the client is willing to look in other areas, then they should go to an area that offers them more of what they want within their price range. However, if we have clients who can't find what they want within a price range, again, specifically with the NACA program, I know that's very unique to the mortgage, you are able to buy down the interest rate to give you more buying power. So there are a few things to that. So if you can find a home under your qualification, you absolutely should look under your qualification. The reason being, if anybody on here is a home buyer and you're looking for a home, or has a friend or family member looking for a home, you know this market is extremely competitive. I mean, homes are going up over appraisal value. We're competing $30,000 over list price. It's extremely competitive. So why is it advantageous to you to look for a home under your qualification? One reason being that it gives you the ability to compete. So if I know my max qualification is $400,000, but I can absolutely find a home that I love listed $365,000, $375,000, $380,000 or under, it gives me room to compete, right? So now I'm not at the top of my budget, because when it comes to a seller and they're looking at the offers that they're getting, most times, more often than not, it absolutely boils down to how much money they're going to net into their pocket. So if I'm competing with other buyers and there's a home listed for $400,000 and all I have is $400,000 and I only offer them $400,000, and there's another buyer who loves the home just as much as me, but they're willing to offer $420,000, they may be qualified for more, and they can compete, that absolutely will throw me out of the game. So the first component is, yes, you should look for a home under your qualification. One, because it gives you the ability to compete in an extremely competitive market like today's real estate market. Another important component of that, and this is very NACA specific. So with the whole pandemic, with members being able to access their own property specific letters, if a home is within my qualification, I can type it in, put all the specifics of the house in, boom, I have a qualification letter. I can get that to my realtor. Now we can compete and make an offer. Now, if I have any NACA members on here, you already know, if a home is not within your qualification and you go ahead and type in that information in your web file and it's above your qualification, what happens? You now need to reach out to your mortgage counselor for them to analyze your specific assets, income, that specific property. And being that we know it's over your qualification, now they have to do a financial analysis to tell you how much is required to make it affordable. And then they can issue us a property specific letter. So in real estate, we use this term, time is of the essence. And even if you're not in real estate, you know from looking at homes, you may have seen a home in your neighborhood or online listed, boom, by the evening or the next day it's gone. Time is always of the essence. So if you're looking at a home that's above your qualification and you now have to reach out to your counselor, they have to do an analysis. That's not something that's going to happen like this, like you typing it into your web file, right? It's going to take time. It's going to cause delay. And it also opens the door for somebody else who is qualified already within their budget to, boom, snatch your house right from under your feet. Nose, whatever the term is, right from under your nose, snatch it right from under your nose. So that's another reason it's absolutely, if possible, important for you to look for homes under your max budget, because one, it gives you the ability to compete, and number two, ease of access. Boom, you can get that property specific letter, get it to your realtor, and you can move on an offer. However, I absolutely recommend that you do what's best for you. I'm never an advocate for settling. So if you're finding that the homes that you love and want that meet your needs are not within your current budget and you have the capability, just properly prepare. Get familiar with the taxes in that area. You can absolutely submit a request to your counselor or your mortgage lender and have them do a financial analysis for you so you can already be prepared. But again, be proactive when it comes to your house hunting. Know your max qualification, but if possible, have room to compete because this is an extremely competitive market, or if you want to compete at a higher price point, be prepared. So to the member who asked me to address this, I hope it has answered your questions. If absolutely possible, yes, you should house hunt within your budget or below. For number one, ease of access to qualification. Boom, you can write an offer easily by submitting a letter. Or number two, the reason being that you have the ability to compete in an extremely competitive market. But it's absolutely up to you, you guys. I encourage you, if you're working with a realtor, to have a consultation. Ask questions like that. And number one, like I said, discuss your needs. I encourage you as a buyer, create a list of negotiables and non-negotiables. And I tell people, you'll be amazed how that list will change as you house hunt. I have people who say, I absolutely have to have this. And when they get out there in the market and they're seeing that may not be so common, they tend to change that list. But you should absolutely start with your list of non-negotiables, meaning I will not even consider this house if you don't have it, and your list of negotiables, because it makes the experience more pleasant, but it also allows your real estate professional to target listings that meet your needs. It's better to have few viable options of homes that you know you would absolutely love and want to live in than hundreds of listings that you have to sift through that are just possibilities. And this is what I tell my clients. So be specific, know what you want, and do your due diligence. Ride around areas, check out the market. You can have your realtor set you up for MLS listing alerts, and the MLS feeds all of the other websites like realtor.com, Redfin, and things like that. So if you have an agent and they set you up for MLS alerts, you should be getting to the moment listing alerts. So definitely take some time to explore your market so you can be an educated buyer when you do get out here in these house hunting streets. So again, I hope that has answered your question. Anybody who is watching that may be on the house hunt, I hope that has brought you some insight as well. So again, make sure you share this video with a home buyer, a future home buyer, to help educate them and make their journey a little better and easier. And definitely, you guys, I will put this up on my YouTube. Always my goal is to educate and empower. So definitely check it out and make sure you subscribe. Again, always my mission, always my motto, to help you shift your mindset, acquire assets, and buy real estate like a boss. Thank you guys for chiming in. Wishing you the absolute best. Until next time, peace.